Alright, all you insomniatic TV channel surfers out there tonight, welcome back to the Tuesday Night Special. And apparently Dan the Weatherman Stu, who's a little tuckered out from dancing, is up here to reveal to me tonight what sort of show we're going to review for the 270th edition of the Tuesday Night Special. So Dan the Weatherman Stu, what show is it going to be? What? Soul Train? Saturday Night Fever? I guess the Saturday Night Special? What crazy show do you think I'm going to review of disco variety for this week? Well, DJ Smokey, I decided to hit you with something from out of left field. And I told you to look at the picture to paint what you're going to be doing for this week. Yeah. What in the world do you mean look at the picture? No. Don't tell me that for this week's show, I'm going to be reviewing the Three Stooges. Exactly right! My gift to you! Enjoy! Seriously. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for this week's edition of As Seen on TV, as given to me from the host of this week's disco-like show, we're gonna be reviewing none other than one of my favorite slapstick comedies of all time, none other than the Three Stooges. Now, usually when we do these as seen on TVs, there's always some form of meat and potatoes that goes with it, but with a show like this that actually debuted in the early 1920s as a bit of a comedy act billed as Ted Healy and his Stooges, and would slowly but surely, as the years would go on from 1934 to 1946, would slowly evolve into the Three Stooges, involving not only Shemp, Joe, Curly, and even someone that went by the name in the later stages of the Three Stooges of Curly Joe DeRita, who was, according to many, not the real Curly or a fake Curly of sorts that was added during the end of the run of the Three Stooges. Because for those who don't know, this show was active from 1922 all the way until 1970. Yikes! That means the Three Stooges have been on the air for a consecutive amount of 38 years. Or 48 years in this case. Thank you for the correction, Maestro. And during that whole time, they brought their brand of vaude slapstick comedy to the world that involved such greatest hits as Mo, it bit me, when it turned out that it was nothing that bit him, only for her Mo to slap Curly in the face. And many different episodes that involved them being things as not only witnesses, doctors, firefighters, lawyers, and I do believe one case a detective at one point, and even explorers in many different ways, and even men of war during the time of the 1930s into the late 1940s, which was absolutely incredible to see on TV. And to this very day, the reason why I like this show so much, not only because of the obvious slapstick comedy that's involved during it, but the fact of the music that was involved, the different form of actors that they would get, and not to mention the fact that during most of the stunts during the Three Stooges, you would neither see the Stooges involved in the stunts, or the fact that they would get these dummies or mannequins to do some of the more dangerous stunts that the Stooges would do, including one instance where Mo fell out of the tree on the top of the head of Curly, and yeah, they replaced them with dummies instead of them actually landing on each other, but still funny and very effective. And to this day, one of my favorite episodes of the Three Stooges, I think, is a tie between neither the one where they got in the giant pie fight during the art exhibition that was taking place, or the one episode that involved when Curly finally got his revenge on Mo and slapped him in the face, and then got in a back and forth slap war for about a good 5 minutes. Maestro's shaking his head because he doesn't understand, but trust me, seeing them slap the living bejesus out of each other for a 30 to an hour long show is definitely therapeutic if you had a long day at work. And for those who are wondering out there, you can see the Three Stooges on TV from various different channels, whether it be Sci-Fi, AMC, or even this miniature comedy thing that Leslie Nielsen, and yes, is the guy from the Naked Gun series and from the Airplane series, who would be on TV hosting a show for the Three Stooges entitled Nuck You, which was modeled after the famous laugh that Curly would usually do, going nyuk, 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 nyuk. And would then host this show and host all their greatest episodes for the world to see on a weekly basis. I think every Saturday morning on one of those channels. I think it was Turner Classic Movies they showed it on, but it definitely was a classic in my heart. So it's still on the air, syndicated to this very day, which tells you this show definitely stands the test of time. And my favorite Stooge? I would have to say it's a mix between both Curly, Shemp because of that crazy hair that he had, and definitely Moe. Moe definitely being my most favorite since he was the ringleader of the pack, and the fact that the most funniest moments that would happen from him. And one of my favorite moments in one of the episodes that I completely forgot to talk to you guys about is when Curly decided to mutiny away from his doctor responsibilities, only for him to get punched through the intercom by Moe, and for Moe to get stuck, Curly to get his revenge by pulling his eyebrows out, and then for him to just headbutt him while he's stuck in a scream and make his way into the doctor's office. Still funny to me to this day, and I got a feeling I'm gonna probably watch it after the show's over. And with that long review, folks, and the fact that we don't know how to review shows along the lines of TV Guide or any of those other famous TV reviewers that you know of, we say this. If you want to go ahead and watch a show featuring three guys taking on more jobs that they can handle, only to come out clean or dirty on the other side and getting others involved in their crazy shenanigans on a daily basis, whether it's in black and white or the rare color episodes that you would see if you're able to get the DVDs, then I recommend you go out there, pick up your TV channel remote, and watch that show. And trust me, if you had a long day at work, this will definitely help you out of any funk you're in. See, I told you Dan the Weatherman Stu will include disco in this some way, shape, or form. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back to this music, and when we return, we'll be back with more Tuesday Night Delight as the Tuesday Night Special rolls on right after this. So don't go downstairs for that midnight snack or go watching infomercials just yet, folks, and stay tuned.